The galaxy's most advanced armies had conquered countless worlds, their superiority rarely challenged by the primitive civilizations they encountered. But when they landed in Earth's dense jungles, they faced something they had never prepared for, a lesson in human resilience and cunning. Arrogant and dismissive of what they considered a backwater planet, the alien invaders underestimated not just Earth's defenders, but the very environment itself. Their ignorance of the jungle's challenges and the unique combat skills of Earth's fighters would soon prove to be their undoing. Earth became a target not for its position in the galaxy, but for its abundant natural resources. The interstellar armies, armed with advanced technology and accustomed to open-field battles, assumed that a swift conquest would follow their arrival. They dismissed Earth's defenders as ill-equipped and untrained, failing to understand the tactical advantage offered by the dense, chaotic jungles. These lush, sprawling forests, alive with unpredictable weather, treacherous terrain, and a chorus of life, became a nightmarish battleground where conventional warfare gave way to primal survival and ingenuity. But humans were far from unprepared. Centuries of survival in extreme environments had forged an unmatched expertise in jungle warfare. Drawing upon ancient survival tactics and modern guerrilla strategies, Earth's elite units adapted swiftly to the challenge, turning the invaders' superior technology into a liability. This story explores how these human warriors, masters of their terrain, used every advantage at their disposal to outwit a technologically superior enemy. The dense jungles of Earth became both their shield and their weapon, demonstrating once again that true strength lies not just in power, but in adaptability and the will to fight for home. The interstellar armies arrived with the confidence of conquerors who had never known defeat. Their forces were heavily mechanized, boasting towering war machines and sleek combat drones capable of annihilating entire battalions in mere moments. They relied on aerial surveillance to map out enemy positions, and their battle strategies were honed for open, predictable terrains where their technological edge was unmatched. Earth, with its dense, chaotic jungles, was dismissed as an inconvenience rather than a serious obstacle. To these invaders, humanity was nothing more than a relic of an unremarkable planet, primitive and incapable of resisting their might. Their hubris was palpable, a fatal flaw that blinded them to the challenges awaiting them in Earth's untamed wilderness. The invaders' arsenal was a testament to their advanced civilization. Plasma weaponry capable of vaporizing targets with precision, self-repairing drones that could scout vast areas in minutes, and advanced communication systems allowed seamless coordination across continents. These tools of destruction had ensured their dominance on countless worlds, and they were confident that Earth would be no different. In their minds, any disadvantage posed by the unfamiliar jungle could be overcome with sheer technological superiority. They trusted in their machines to guide them, their firepower to overwhelm, and their strategies to guarantee victory. But Earth's jungles were unlike anything the invaders had encountered. Dense foliage stretched endlessly in all directions, creating a labyrinth where visibility was limited to mere meters. The oppressive humidity corroded machinery and weakened their troops, while sudden downpours turned the ground into treacherous mud, trapping heavy vehicles. The wildlife itself seemed hostile, with poisonous insects, venomous snakes, and predatory animals adding an unrelenting sense of danger. Their drones, designed for clear skies and open fields, frequently lost signal amidst the thick canopy. Advanced vehicles became liabilities, bogged down in swamps or overturned on uneven ground. The terrain didn't just hinder their progress. It actively fought back, neutralizing much of their technological advantage. Their first encounters with Earth's defenders were nothing short of baffling. Expecting a direct fight, the invaders moved in formation through the jungle, only to find themselves under sudden attack. Ambushes erupted without warning, with unseen foes striking from the shadows and vanishing before they could retaliate. Explosives detonated along their paths, crippling vehicles and scattering their forces. Silent traps immobilized entire squads, leaving them vulnerable to follow-up strikes. Frustration turned to panic as their ranks thinned, their attackers never revealing themselves. The jungle seemed alive with hostility, and the alien forces began to realize they were not the hunters. They were the prey. This was no ordinary battleground, and humanity's defenders were no ordinary soldiers. Earth's elite jungle warfare units were a testament to humanity's adaptability and resourcefulness. These soldiers were not only trained in conventional combat, but also specialized in survival, stealth, and ambush tactics honed over centuries. They drew inspiration from indigenous knowledge, passed down through generations, and the time-tested strategies of renowned forces like the Gurkhas, Brazilian jungle commandos, and the Vietnam War-era guerrillas. These units had perfected the art of fighting in the unforgiving wilderness, making them ghosts in the jungle, silent, deadly, and impossible to pin down. Against such opponents, the technologically superior alien armies were woefully unprepared. The jungle warfare experts turned Earth's seemingly chaotic forest into their greatest advantage. They moved through the underbrush with silent precision, leaving no trace of their passage. Camouflaged in mud, leaves, and natural dyes, they became one with the jungle, blending so perfectly with their surroundings that they were invisible even to the advanced optics of the alien invaders. Using the natural resources around them, they set ingenious traps that caught the invaders off guard. Pitfalls lined with sharpened bamboo stakes incapacitated entire patrols, while tripwires triggered explosives or cascading rockfalls at choke points. In one instance, a squad of humans lured an alien patrol into a narrow ravine where they triggered a landslide, burying their adversaries beneath tons of debris. The terrain was no longer a challenge. It was a weapon, wielded expertly by those who knew it best. Humans also waged psychological warfare, exploiting the invaders' lack of familiarity with the jungle to instill fear and confusion. Nighttime assaults became a signature tactic, with human fighters striking silently under the cover of darkness, leaving no trace of their presence save for the destruction they caused. Mimicking animal calls, they disoriented alien patrols, leading them to believe they were being surrounded by predators. Captured alien technology became another tool in their arsenal. Disabled drones were hacked and repurposed to spy on the invaders or to spread misinformation. The alien forces, already struggling to navigate the hostile terrain, found themselves increasingly paranoid, unsure if they were being hunted by humans, the jungle itself, or both. Fear became their constant companion, sapping their morale and making every shadow a potential threat. Human fighters displayed unmatched tactical brilliance, employing strategies that turned the invaders' advantages into weaknesses. By targeting alien dropships, they severed supply lines, forcing the enemy to scavenge for resources in an environment they couldn't survive in. They lured enemy forces into swamps where heavy machinery became useless, and alien soldiers became easy targets for ambushes. Fire was another potent tool. Controlled burns funneled the invaders into predetermined kill zones, where coordinated human strikes decimated their ranks. In one pivotal battle, human units staged an elaborate ambush against a much larger alien force. They created the illusion of retreat, drawing the invaders deeper into the jungle. When the aliens pursued, they found themselves surrounded, their forces split and their communication jammed. Human fighters launched a devastating attack from all sides, using the terrain to remain hidden even as they struck, leaving the invaders in disarray and retreating in panic. Surviving and thriving in the jungle required more than just skill. It demanded endurance and mental toughness. Earth's fighters endured harsh conditions that would break most soldiers: relentless heat, suffocating humidity, and the constant threat of disease and wildlife. They lived off the land, consuming local flora and fauna for sustenance, often in conditions where supplies were scarce. Their ability to adapt and persevere in an environment that incapacitated the invaders gave them a significant edge. Where the aliens relied on technology and logistics, humans relied on their grit and ingenuity. This mental edge, coupled with their mastery of jungle warfare, made Earth's defenders an unstoppable force, proving that survival and victory in the jungle required more than advanced weaponry. It required the indomitable spirit of those who called it home. As the alien forces suffered mounting casualties, their desperation grew. What had once seemed like an easy conquest turned into a bloody quagmire. Alien soldiers, once confident in their technological superiority, found themselves outwitted and outlasted by Earth's guerrilla tactics. Every skirmish added to their losses, but the challenges of the jungle itself compounded their difficulties. Disease spread through their ranks, taking down soldiers faster than any weapon could. The oppressive heat, thick humidity, and constant risk of infection from the local wildlife drained their strength. Alien machines, designed for battlefields with clear skies and open fields, struggled to navigate the dense forest and treacherous terrain, often breaking down or becoming immobilized in the muck. With every passing day, the aliens' resolve weakened, their supplies dwindled, and their morale faltered. The jungle that they had once dismissed as an insignificant obstacle had become a weapon that destroyed them from within. The final battle began when the alien commanders, desperate to secure a decisive victory, regrouped for one last push. They deployed their largest war machines, towering mechanical beasts designed to crush any opposition. But Earth's defenders were ready. Drawing on their intimate knowledge of the jungle, they lured the invaders deeper into a remote, swampy region, where the land itself could become their greatest weapon. The human forces set the stage for an ambush of unprecedented scale, positioning themselves in hidden vantage points throughout the thick trees, camouflaged and waiting. As the alien war machines advanced, the ground beneath them began to shift, and the first explosions rang out. Pitfalls had been dug into the very earth, designed to trap the invaders in the swamp's deadly embrace. The massive machines sank into the mud, their advanced systems short-circuiting as they became bogged down, unable to move or fire. Chaos erupted. The invaders, now surrounded and disoriented, tried to retaliate but found themselves encircled by Earth's fighters, who moved with deadly precision. Coordinated strikes from all sides shattered their ranks. The jungle, once an obstacle to the humans, had become a perfect stage for their ambush. Drones, hacked and turned against their creators, buzzed overhead, providing real-time intelligence on enemy movements and causing further confusion. The humans, using the cover of the forest, struck from the shadows, taking out enemy command posts and communication hubs. The once dominant alien forces were reduced to disarray, their machines destroyed and their soldiers in retreat. Their final push was nothing but a frantic scramble for survival, their morale shattered beyond repair. The invaders had underestimated Earth's defenders, and now they were paying the ultimate price. In the aftermath of the battle, the jungle fell silent, save for the sounds of distant fires and the rustling of trees swaying in the wind. Earth's victory was complete, and the alien forces, broken and demoralized, retreated from the planet in shame. This triumph wasn't just a military victory. It was a testament to humanity's resourcefulness, adaptability, and will to defend their home. Where the aliens relied on superior technology, humans had relied on the land itself. Using their knowledge of the jungle, their survival instincts, and their guerrilla tactics to turn the tide of war. The significance of the victory extended far beyond Earth. It was a warning to the galaxy that humanity's spirit could not be easily crushed. No matter how advanced the enemy, Earth's fighters could outthink, outlast, and outfight them. Strength did not always come from technology. It came from understanding the land, from the will to survive, and from the unbreakable resolve of those who fought to protect their home. The galaxy would never forget the lesson learned in the heart of Earth's jungles. Underestimating humanity's will to fight was a mistake no conqueror would ever make again. The invaders' arrogance was their downfall. Believing their technological superiority would guarantee an easy victory, they underestimated both the terrain and the humans defending it. They failed to adapt to Earth's jungle, a place where machines faltered and only the most resourceful could thrive. In contrast, humanity's mastery of jungle warfare, rooted in centuries of survival, turned the tables. With stealth strategy and an unyielding spirit, Earth's fighters used the very environment that the invaders dismissed as a hindrance to their advantage. The result was a devastating defeat for the technologically superior forces and a clear demonstration of humanity's resilience. In a galaxy where brute force reigned supreme, Earth proved that survival often favors the cunning and the bold. The jungle taught the invaders a lesson they'd never forget, and so will anyone who dares challenge humanity again. The lesson was simple. Strength doesn't always come from the might of machines, but from the ingenuity and indomitable will of those who fight to defend their home. The galaxy now knows that Earth, with its unyielding spirit and connection to the land, is not a world to be underestimated.